is working correctly here. What is going on with this? This is so weird. Okay, here we go. I think we're good to go. Right? What is going on with this? Okay, guys, welcome to Branded Blog It. I am your host, Janelle Adams, and today I wanted to just share some information with you guys on how to create a blog that matters, or how to get unstuck if you're already blogging and you kind of feel like you hit a wall with where you are. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to come in. There's also a chat box at the bottom of the video. If you're on that page, there is a chat box there, so you guys can sign in, and then that way you can interact with me live and ask me questions if you need clarification on anything. So I'll just give you guys a couple more minutes to come in here. All right, guys. And I think if you guys haven't been in any of my previous webinars, then you might not have a username set up, but you can absolutely set one up really quickly. And this is best if you're using a desktop. I don't know how good the chat box works with a phone, because you wouldn't be able to see the presentation and use the chat at the same time. So just be conscious of that. If you are using your phone, you can always tweet questions to me. And my Twitter handle is at Janelle Adams. So that's JHEANELLADAMS. And I'll check that and the chat box as well as we go along. And I'll just give you guys another minute or two to get in here. Okay, guys. I see people are in here. You guys gotta register, I think. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. And I won't keep you guys too long. Our last webinar, I think we were here for like 2-3 hours. So I definitely won't do that to you guys this time. So let me go ahead and get right to it so I don't keep you guys here too long. So let's do screen share. All right. And you guys can let me know if you're seeing everything clearly. Everything looks good on my end. Let me know if you guys are good as well. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. Let me just send this link. Let's see here. Let's see. And again, if you guys are having any issues, tweet me or say something in the chat box below. I am looking at the chat box and I am checking Twitter. So just let me know if you guys. And you guys can let me know if you're seeing. Oh wait, that's me. All right, guys. So let's get started, because again, I don't want to keep you guys too long today. So again, welcome to Branded Blog It. And I created this webinar to give you guys some information on how to start a blog that matters right from the gate. And if you are already a blogger, you may find yourself stuck right now when you're trying to figure out what you're missing or what you need to do to take your blog to the next level. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this webinar, the foundation of blogging to get you started. And if you do find yourself stuck, even though you've been blogging for a while, there's a chance that you might be missing one of these pieces here. So I'm sure this will help you guys. I have a lot of good content here for you, and I can't wait to share it. So a little bit about me. I began blogging in 2008, and I began blogging because I think I was 21 when I got engaged, and I didn't have anyone to really talk to about wedding stuff. And I found this community online of people who were getting married, and it was just really cool because I got to connect with women who were going through the same things as I was going through, and we got to bounce ideas off of each other, you know, for our weddings, and share pictures and stuff like that. This was before Pinterest, so my blog was also a really good way for me to keep track of all my inspirations and things like that. And then once the wedding was done, I kept blogging just about my regular day-to-day life, and it was basically like an online diary. And I saw that people were making careers out of blogging, but I didn't really understand how they were doing it. And then I didn't see how I could monetize the kind of blog that I had. I mean, I didn't start it for the purpose of going into business. I started it because I love to write and I love to connect with people. But eventually I realized that I would love to, you know, get paid to do this. So in 2013, I decided that I was going to take blogging more seriously. So I got off my basic blogger website that I was on. I moved over to a self-hosted WordPress website. I hired a designer to brand it for me. And I basically began to position myself as a fashion and beauty expert. Because even on my personal blog, people were asking me fashion-related questions because they liked my outfits that I was, you know, wearing in my pictures. And I did graduate with a fashion merchandising degree. And they began asking me questions about skincare and beauty as well, because I used to share all my pictures of when I was a makeup artist and when I was in skincare school and stuff like that. So they began asking me all these types of questions. So I said, you know what, let me take this a little more seriously, slow down on the personal stuff, and brand myself as a fashion and beauty expert, because technically I am. And within a few months, maybe like 2-3 months of taking myself seriously in terms of blogging, I was able to start making some money. And that was really exciting because I had been blogging for so long. And again, I didn't start blogging with the intention to make money, but it felt good to, you know, make a couple $100 here and there doing something that I really enjoyed doing, and doing something I would have been doing for free anyway. And then about a year later, I began my business, Jolie Bloom, in memory of my daughter, and that is a eco-luxury beauty brand. And I was able to leverage the relationships I had with my readers on my blog, and basically they ended up being my paying customers. So they had been, you know, most of my readers have been reading my blog for like a really, really long time. I've basically grown up on the internet. So everyone was super supportive. On my first day, when I launched my business, I think I made like $500-600 on my first day. And that was mainly from people that knew me on the internet. I did have, you know, of course, friends and family who supported me as well, but a large amount of the sales were from people who had been reading my blog, following my story, and things like that. So that's basically what I really want to teach you guys, is because although I didn't do this intentionally, I realized how I was able to have a built-in fan base for my products before launching. And that's what I really want to teach you guys today, because a lot of people want to be full-time bloggers, but blogging is not really scalable, and to be a full-time blogger is very rare. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this industry. There are a lot of people who say that they're full-time bloggers, but they're, also freelancing as well. So, which isn't a bad thing. That's obviously a really good thing. But people that solely live off of their blogging is very rare. So you will eventually have to offer some kind of products or services to your audience. And that's basically what I really want to teach you guys, is how to position yourself so that you can eventually come up with some kind of product or service to help your readers with some kind of need that they're looking to find resolutions to. Because in terms of affiliate links and ads and working with brands, like, all those things are great, but it's not scalable. So if you really want to make money, you will have to create a product or service. So why start a blog? Again, to position yourself as an authority figure in your industry. So when I came out with my product line, it totally made sense, because everyone saw me as a girl who knew what she was talking about and was very knowledgeable about beauty. So it wasn't something that came out of left field. It all made sense. And you can also use your blog to establish yourself as an online influencer. Working with brands is great, and they will, pay you pretty decent once you're. That has to do with a lot of different things. Part of it is your numbers. Part of it is how strong of a community you have. Like, I'm definitely not the biggest blogger, but I have a very tight-knit community of readers. And so blogs will extend opportunities for me for that reason. Not because I'm the biggest blogger in the world, but my readers, like, they go hard for me. So that's really good. And then again, to create your tribe prior to launching your products and services, because it's easier to go into business if you already have people in place that are willing to basically support whatever you do. I'll give you guys a story with the first day of Jolie Bloom. With any other business, we had some technical issues, and I believe our coupon code wasn't working. And it maybe worked for like 5 people, and everyone else was like, hey, just want to let you know your coupon code isn't working. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me fix it, and yada, yada, yada. And they're like, no, already purchased my products. Just want to let you know it's not working. I just want to support you. I don't care about the coupon. Just want to let you know so you can fix it going forward. So that's what I mean by creating your tribe. Like, they just want to support you in whatever it is you do. And it just makes it so much easier to launch a product or service when you already have people that are just waiting for you to give them something, And if you already have a business, blogging is a great way to provide additional value to your customers. So overall, the most effective part of blogging is that it helps you to build the know, like, and trust factor. And this is a marketing term, which, I mean, to me, it's self-explanatory. So when you create a blog, people are getting to know you on a personal level, depending on how much you want to share. And depending on what they're reading from you, eventually they'll start to like you. And if they like you as a person and you're building that trust with them, anything you say is gospel to them, and they believe you and they trust you because they know you. It's kind of like, like, I have people whose blogs I've been reading for like 5 years, and I swear these are my friends, even though I've never met them in my life. But whatever it is that they put out, I'm swiping my card and I'm going to support them because I like them. Even though I've never met them, I like them a lot, and I trust what they say because either the advice that they give has helped me in some kind of way, so I know that their word is what they say it is. So I don't mind supporting them in whatever they do. And so how do you build the know, like, trust factor? By building your authenticity and authority online. And the three biggest ways to do that is to be yourself and let your personality shine. Just about every blog category is super saturated. Just about every business category is very saturated. And the only way to really stand out is to be yourself. You know what I mean? If I go on Instagram right now, there are a million girls on there, not literally a million, but tons of girls on there who do the same thing that I do. They're selling handmade soaps, handmade lotions, things like that. So the only way for me to stand out is to, yeah, I can, try to offer products and services that are a little different. But for the most part, it's, most of us are doing the same thing. But what allows you to stand out is your personality, people getting to know you. And the second thing you can do to build your authenticity is to share as much of your story as you feel comfortable sharing. Just make sure that whatever you are sharing is relevant to your brand. So, for example, with Jolie Bloom, that's a brand that I created in memory of my daughter. And if people ask me where the inspiration came from, I'm gonna have to talk about her. And I'm very open about well, sorry guys. I'm very open about the fact that I did have a premature child, and unfortunately she didn't make it after a few hours of being with us. So that is something very personal, but if I created a brand in memory of her, I am going to have to share that story. So as personal as that seems, it makes sense for me to share that and talk about it. I'm not going to talk about, me and my husband having an argument or something like that, because it has nothing to do with my business. So again, you can share as much as you feel comfortable sharing. Just make sure it's relevant to your brand. Don't just share your business just for the sake of sharing your business, because there is such a thing as TMI. So just be careful that whatever you're sharing has to do with your business. And so building authenticity is how you support yourself, how you separate yourself rather from everyone else, because no one else can be you. And then in terms of building your authority, you need to create high quality content consistently that provides value to your readers. The point of your blog is to provide information that makes life a little easier for your reader. Back in 2008, 2009, when I started blogging, you could totally have a personal blog that people were interested in, but not in 2016. No one cares what's going on in your life. They want to know how you can help them solve a problem. So whether it's, that's why like cooking blogs, food blogs rather, are so huge, because people want to try new things. And then now I see a picture of what the meal should look like. I have my step-by-step instructions, and now you just solve my problem, and now I just figured out what I'm going to have for dinner. I didn't have to think about it, right? Or if you have a fashion blog, you're going to put your outfits together, and then you're going to link to where you got each piece, and now I don't have to wonder where you got that amazing jacket. Now I can just click the link, purchase it, and you just solve the problem. Now I don't have to figure out where that piece of clothing came from. Or if you have natural hair, that's the type of blogs that I really got addicted to in the beginning, was natural hair, because I had no idea how to deal with my hair without a relaxer. And I literally learned how to take care of my hair by reading as many natural hair blogs as possible. And that's why those blogs are huge, because again, you're helping to solve a problem. You're providing a solution to your reader. So every single blog post that you post should help to position you as an expert in your industry. And a lot of people don't really see themselves as an expert, but an expert is basically someone who knows a little bit more than someone else. So let's say, I don't know, let's go back to natural hair. if you know how to do Bantu knots, which I am not that great at them, I'm gonna I'm gonna want to watch videos or read blog posts from someone who knows how to do it properly. So even though it seems like a silly skill, you are considered an expert to someone else who doesn't know how to do what you're doing. They consider you an expert. When I wanted to learn how to make wigs, I went on YouTube and I read blogs. And that's how I learned, from someone who knew how to do it better than I did. And so they're considered an expert. So don't be intimidated by the whole expert title. Just know you're an expert at something. There's something that people come to you for that might seem really silly and small, but they really cannot do it themselves. So whatever you're an expert in, that's what you should blog about. So let's get to the pre-planning of your actual blog. So we talked about the know, like, trust factor. That's the entire purpose of your blog. People are obsessed with seeking information. If you go on your Facebook feed right now, everyone's sharing articles. People want to know how to do stuff. They want to learn how to do it better, things like that. So that's the whole point, guys. So let's see. Whoops. All right. So what will you blog about? So things to consider when you are deciding what you're going to start your blog on. Again, what are you an expert in? And it can be something that seems really small to you that people just don't know how to do. Do people come to you for life advice all the time? Do they come to you for fashion advice? Do they come to you for hair advice? Do they come to you because they need information on art or parenting or car issues? Like, there's just, it's endless. But you're an expert in something. There is something that people come to you for all the time that you don't realize is a skill set. And I know for me, people come to me for life advice all the time, and I just would naturally be like, this is how you do it, and this is what you need to do, and then they would do it, and everything would be totally fine. And then everyone kept telling me, oh my gosh, you need to be a life coach. And I'm like, no, not really. But I never realized that this natural talent I have is a skill set. And so you have something as well that you're not realizing people would pay you for. So you need to figure out what that is and start blogging about it so that you can build a know, like, trust factor and eventually branch off into providing some kind of service or product. And if you are in business, or if there's a business industry you're planning to go into, blog about that. If you are planning to start a business about Afro kinky extensions, that's what you should blog about, because now you're going to establish yourself as an authority figure in that niche. So now when you come out with your own line, it totally makes sense, and you will already have people in place that are looking for your guidance in that area. Excuse me, guys. Grayson gave me this really terrible cold this weekend, and I can't breathe. All right, guys. So another marketing 101 thing, and this is something that most people miss, and this is what is holding back a lot of people in business and in blogging. You have to figure out who your target audience is. If you're trying to talk to everyone, you're going to talk to no one. You need to figure out who this is for, right? Everything from their gender to their age to their occupation, to about how much this person makes, because that's going to determine, let's say if you're a fashion blogger, if you don't know what your target audience is, you might be sharing $5,000 bags when your readers are making $25,000 a year and are not going to spend $5,000 on a luxury purse, right? So, or you might be sharing something, maybe you have audience members that are into more high-end things, and what you're sharing with them is not a reflection of what they like. And so that's why you need to know exactly who you are targeting in your blog, right? What do they do for fun? That's going to also determine maybe what kind of sponsorships or what kind of brands you partner with that may be complementary to whatever it is that you're blogging about. What do they want to know? What are their fears? What are they working towards? What problem is your target audience member trying to find a solution for? And it doesn't matter what type of business you're in or what type of blog you have, you need to figure out who your target audience is. Your target audience is not everybody. That doesn't make any kind of sense, you guys. And that's going to hold you back from a marketing standpoint. Because if you don't know who you're serving, how are you going to market to them? Because you're not going to market to a 25-year-old Black girl the same way you're going to market to a 60-year-old Caucasian woman, right? So you have to know who you're serving so that you know how to get them excited about whatever it is that you're writing about and whatever it is that you're going to be selling. You have to know who your audience is. And people are always like, no, I don't want to leave anyone out. But you're not going to leave anyone out. If you have your target audience zeroed in, you will have more than enough people to serve. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to help people who are outside of your target audience, but there may be like a subcategory. So let's say for my coaching business, for example, and my blog, here's my target audience. This is an example of my my target audience makeup. So I literally have like pictures of what my target audience, what she kind of looks like. So my target audience member is a millennial mom between the ages of 25, this is actually to be to 36, who is creative. She's driven. Her family comes before everything. She currently works in a corporate job that she's less than thrilled about, but she's very entrepreneurial and desires to create a life where she's able to fit work around her family instead of the other way around. And it's very important for her to be a positive influence on her children, and her marriage is top priority as well. Things that the person I'm targeting likes. She likes luxury family travel. She loves bright color, champagne. She loves to have girl time with like-minded women. She loves going to the beach. She loves fashion. She loves to watch Shark Tank or anything on the OWN network. She is totally into trying new foods at fabulous restaurants. She's into statement jewelry, a good book, and she loves high-quality photos. Right? And then things that she doesn't like. She doesn't like to be told what to do. She hates ugly branding and design. She hates routine. She's not overly girly. She hates ugly packaging. And she doesn't like things that look cheap or feel cheap. So by having my target audience person in front of me, I'm making it visual. And I'm literally thinking about this person every time I create a blog post. Does that make sense? So by knowing who your target audience is, you're going to figure out everything from the kinds of colors that you should use in your branding, the types of topics that you should talk about, the types of services and products that you can provide, everything. So if you don't know who your target audience is, it's going to really slow you down. Like, for example, my target audience loves pink, she loves gold, she loves black, right? She may hate the color red. Like me personally, red is not a color that I can look at for too long. So if there's a website that I go on and there's a ton of red on there, I cannot read it because that color, it literally turns me off because it's a psychological thing, and you can probably read more about that if you study more marketing. But colors mean different things to different people. There are certain emotions that colors mean when people look at them, right? So let's say my Jolie Bloom packaging, it's gold. That's intentional because the gold is giving you luxury. It has orange in there because orange, that symbolizes happiness. It symbolizes fun. And then there's a little bit of like a teal blue in there, and that's like a calming kind of color. that makes you feel relaxed. So everything about branding is very intentional, right? Like Target's branding, the colors is intentional. Pepsi's colors are intentional. Everything that is being branded to you is intentional. And the colors, the fonts, everything, it resonates with people. So again, this is why you need to know who your target audience is, because it's going to affect everything from the way your brand looks, to the type of logo you have, to the colors on your website, to the blog posts that you create. You have to know who you're speaking to. You cannot serve everyone. It's going to hold you back. And really, not everyone is interested in what we are selling or what we are writing about. So we have to zone in on who we're serving, so that we can provide them with the most amount of value possible. So if you don't know who your target audience is, I suggest right now you can do something similar like what I've done here, and just grab some pictures from the internet and kind of put your ideal target audience together. I'm very visual, so I like doing things like this. This helps me. Let me see here. Okay, this person didn't get the link. Sorry, guys. All right, so now that we know who our target audience is, we can start to plan our content. So the main question you should ask yourself when you're blogging is, how can you help your target audience to solve a problem? So let's say, even if you already have a blog, now that you have the target audience piece down, brainstorm 50 post titles that your target audience member wants information on. And I know 50 sounds excessive, but write down 50. Then you're going to cross out about 25 of those, because half of the post titles you're going to write down are going to be trashed. And I say that in the most loving way possible, but that's what it is. So you're just brain dumping 50 post titles and then narrow it down to 25. And I do this all the time. Like if I'm planning my post for the week, I'll write down maybe 10 post titles. And then I'm like, oh, this is trash. That's trash too. This is trash too. And then I have maybe 3 to 5 that I know are going to work really well. And then I write about those. And then just start getting in the habit of writing out your blog posts and outlining what you're going to write about. Because if you are new to blogging, you will realize how much time it does take. So get in the habit of creating content before your blog launches, so you can make sure that you even like to do this. Because most people think that blogging is super easy, but really you are constantly having to come up with content that is going to wow your audience members. And we're going to move right along to branding. So once you kind of have an idea of what you're going to blog about, who your target audience is, you have to come up with a name. For your name, you want to go with your full name if you feel comfortable doing that. Or you can go with a nickname, but nothing corny or cheesy. Just keep it as simple as possible. So like my new website is just going to be JanelleAdams.com. Right now I'm at Belle Janelle, but I just feel like when I get on Oprah, that's going to sound really stupid if she's talking to me about my website, BelleJanelle.com. So I'm like, let me get rid of that. I'm rebranding anyway, so I'm just going to be at JanelleAdams.com. Or you can pick a name that describes exactly what the blog is about. So it's just straight to the point. So that would be like Pat Flynn's the Passive Income blog. So literally, his blog is about passive income. Straight to the point. You don't have to guess what the blog is about. It's spelled out right there for you. Or you can do a clever play on your name. Like Maddie James's blog is called Maddieology. I think that's a really cute way to make your name fun. And I think that's totally working for her. So again, guys, keep it simple. Don't do anything like I know a few years ago, I mean, everyone is still obsessed with cupcakes and cashmere, but people were coming up with names like lavender and peaches or whatever. It's like, no, just what is your blog about? I either need your name or what your blog is about, because people are looking for information. And if they're putting in blog about finance and your blog is called peaches and cream or something like that, it's not even going to pop up in the Google search engine. So just keep it super simple. Your name, again, a title that plainly describes what the blog is about, or just a clever play on your name that makes sense. Don't go too crazy. And then in terms of platforms, you should either be on a self-hosted WordPress site or Squarespace. That is it. If you are on Blogger in 2016, you need to get off of that tonight. As soon as this webinar is over, I need you to go over to Bluehost or someone, purchase your domain name, and convert all your posts over to WordPress. A plain Blogger template is not gonna do anything for you in 2016. It's just not. I mentioned to you guys, once I got off Blogger and I invested in myself and got a self-hosted WordPress site, brands started to take me more seriously because I looked like a professional. So you need to get off WordPress. If you're not going to do WordPress, Squarespace is the other option that I would suggest. It's very affordable and the websites are gorgeous, and you don't really need a graphic designer, because the websites are so beautiful and they're so easy to use. If you don't have a website designer, you'll totally be able to figure it out yourself. My new website is going to be on Squarespace. I'm so excited. I do have a designer rather working on it, because I'm extra and I just feel like this needs to be the greatest website of all time. But even if you don't have someone work on it for you, you can totally figure it out yourself. Again, WordPress or Squarespace. That is it. Get off Blogger. If you're on Wix, girl, hell no. Get off that. I wouldn't even say tonight. I would allow you to leave this webinar to get off Wix right now if that's what you're using. WordPress, self-hosted, or Squarespace. That is it. And with WordPress, you can download all the different plugins. My favorite one is the SEO Yoast, and so that helps me with my search engine optimization. And that just basically means that's how people organically find your website without you necessarily providing them with the link. So for example, let me see here. I have an example for you guys. So if you type in Google right now, lavender oil for hair, my website is the first website that comes up. So that's SEO. So that means anyone who is looking for information on how they can grow their hair with lavender oil, they're going to come to my blog. They're going to find my blog without me giving them the information. And to this date, that's my most popular post that I have, because the SEO on that post was so good. And apparently it's something really popular that people search for. And so now I'm #1 on Google. If you put in lavender oil for hair, you're going to see my blog pop up there, bellejanelle.com. And the post is called The Secret to Long and Thick Hair, Lavender and Lemongrass Oil. So WordPress is really good for that, guys, because although you are going to be sharing your links and stuff like that on social, you do want people to organically find your blog as well. And Squarespace is just beautiful. I don't know if Squarespace has SEO features that are as powerful as WordPress, but it's still really good. and I can actually report back to you guys on Squarespace once I get my new website going. I'll let you guys know how I'm enjoying it. All right, so now we have our content, we have our target audience down, we have our name, we have our website. So let's talk about our layout. Invest in a good logo. Your logo is the first impression. If you are not a graphic designer by trade, don't cheap it out with your logo, because again, it's your first impression. And if people are like me and they spend a lot of time online, which most people do, they're going to be able to tell that you DIY'd it, and which is not a bad thing, especially if you know what you're doing. But if you really don't, you guys just hire a professional. You can always go on a website like Fiverr.com, and that's Fiverr.com. And you can find someone very reasonable on there to assist you with your logo if you can't spend a lot of money, or if you can't do it yourself. I'd say a reasonable logo, $150 to $175, but even $250, honestly, depending on who's doing it. But again, if you don't want to spend that kind of money, go on Fiverr.com. You can find someone for as cheap as $10 to make the logo for you. So there's no excuse for you to not have a professionally done logo. Please do not try to do the logo yourself if you are not a graphic person. And then you want to have a website that's easy to read. Please be conscious of your fonts. Keep it as with as much sans serif fonts as possible. Scripts are hard to read. I know for me, even with my new logo that I'm working on with my designer, because my name is so complicated and people already are kind of looking at my name like, what does that say? I wanted my logo to be very, very simple to read. So it's not in a script. It's all bolded letters, sans serif. Again, very easy to read. And don't use too many fonts on your website, no more than 3. Because then you'll just be doing too much, and for the eye, it just won't be appealing at all. People won't want to look at it. And then not only does it need to be easy to read, but it needs to look good. People are not going to read ugly websites because it's really boring. So even if your content is really good, if people go on your website and it's just not pretty to look at, they're not going to read your content. They're not going to get that far because it's like, oh, what is this? I'm getting off. And then that's how you're going to see your bounce rate is going to be really high when you check your Google Analytics. So you can get a good logo. My favorite place is bluechic.com, BLUCHIC.com. And the templates on there are $79, if I remember correctly, but they look like you spent like $5,000 on the website. So they look really good. But you do need to invest. Like, if you really want to make money from your blog, brand yourself, and eventually offer some kind of service or product, you guys, you will have to invest in the way your blog looks. You can't cheap it out, because you have to think about it that money is energy, and if you're being cheap with your own brand, how are you going to expect for people to pay you? If you have a product or service, they're just not. And then if you're not even offering a product or service as yet, they're not going to give you the time of day if they get on your website and it's just not nice to look at. Like, people are obsessed with looking at pretty things. Think about how much digital content you consume every single day. It's a lot. We're in the era of Pinterest. People are obsessed with pretty things, especially women. If your target audience member is a woman, you need to get those visuals together, or she is not reading your blog. Okay, so you have 10 seconds to impress someone coming to your blog for the first time. You also need to make sure that it looks good on mobile because most people are reading your website from their phone. So you need to make sure that you have a responsive theme that looks good, whether people are reading it from a desktop or their cell phone or their iPad, their tablets. You have to make sure that your layout works on all of that. So again, you have to think back to your ideal target audience member. What colors and fonts would he or she respond to the most? So again, that's why you need to know who your target audience is so you know what your website should look like, right? Like maybe I should show you guys some examples. Let's see. So let me show you guys one of my favorites. So let's say like myfabfinance.com. This is one of my favorite websites to read. Hold on, guys. And again, look at the name, My Fab Finance. So you know the blog is about finance, and then it has fab in it. So you know it's already making you think woman, right? Like something fabulous. So again, clean design. It is colorful. It does have some personality. Everything is really easy to read. The fonts are not complicated at all. The name tells you what the blog is about. Right? Let's go to her blog section here. But like, I think her website is so fabulous. And again, her target audience member is, you can tell her target audience member is a woman. You can tell that she likes fabulous things. And you can tell that her target audience member has a very fun personality based on the colors and things like that. So I think this is a really good website for you guys to look at in terms of branding and things like that. All right, let's get back. So that was just a quick example for you guys. I love reading that blog. And if you guys need finance tips, you should go on there. All right, so keys to a visually stunning blog. You need a killer logo. And your logo doesn't have to be super out of this world, but it needs to make sense and it needs to look like a professional did it, even if you go and get it for $10 from Fiverr. It just needs to look really good. Excuse me. You need a gorgeous but functional layout. You need readable fonts, and you need big and high quality photos. Do not have little tiny photos on your website, you guys. Again, people are very visual and they like to see pretty things and they want to see big pictures. Okay, the smallest your picture should be is 640 pixels wide, and then it'll automatically figure out how tall it should be, but that's how wide at a minimum your website should be. Let me see if I can find my old blog from, I don't know if it's still up. Let me see. Okay, so this is my old blog. So, and again, we all start from somewhere. So look at this crap. Look how small that picture is. That's so lame. I would never do that now. Right? If I put a picture in now, it would be as wide as the font. But again, we all start from somewhere, and I'm showing you guys, you know, where I started from, because I know a lot of people are intimidated to start blogs, but we all started from somewhere. So this is me in 2008, just starting to blog, and the writing wasn't that good, but people liked it because I was being myself. And then I have these little pictures. Like, that's so trash. I would never do that now. Right? Look at this. This is a hot mess, this whole thing. So if you're looking to start blogging, yeah, this is where I started from. And again, this was like mainly a wedding blog because I was talking about getting married. It's like, why is this picture so, I don't even know. But see, trash, trash, trash. And I didn't even have this excuse me, I didn't even have this layout until towards the end of me being on Blogger. I was trying to cheap it out and not get on WordPress, so I got this pre-made template, which is actually really nice. I do like it. But again, it was time to get off Blogger if I wanted to make some serious money. So you can see towards here, I started getting a little bit better. I started using my own pictures, more high quality photos, even though when I look at these photos in comparison to what I'm using now, they look really bad. But yeah, we all start somewhere, right? So this was me doing my natural hair thing or whatever. And what else? Yes, mobile friendly. Make sure that your blog still looks good on a phone because that is where most people are reading your blog from. All right, so a tip for you is to create a style guide where you have a record of your hex codes, and that's going to be the colors that you're using for your site. So you're going to want to make sure that you have that you know the exact colors that you're using, the exact fonts that you're using, and this helps you to keep everything cohesive, not only on your blog, but across your social media as well. So you don't want to be using, you know, especially if you're going to create quotes and things like that for Instagram, let's say, for example, you want to make sure that you're using the same colors that are on your website as well as the same font. So when people see a graphic, they should know that it belongs to your website because your branding should be that intentional. So don't start using different fonts in every single blog post, different fonts in your social media. It's just not going to work. So keep a record of your exact fonts, colors, things like that, so you know exactly what you're using and you're not guessing every time you're trying to create something. So section 3 is blog it. And I just wanted to include this quote because a lot of you guys who I've been interacting with are so scared to start. And I just showed you guys where I started from. You know, my blog was not that great. But in the words of Les Brown, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start to be great. The only way to get better at something is to actually do it. If I never started my blog, I would never learn how to take really good pictures. I'd never know how to create my own graphics. You get better with time. So you have to start and you have to allow yourself that learning curve to get better. So you actually have to start, you guys. Don't be intimidated about starting a blog because you're looking at someone's blog and they've been blogging since 2010. Like, you know, that's not fair for you to do that to yourself because you're comparing yourself to someone else and they've been doing this for a long time and you're just getting started. So don't compare yourself, just start and keep pushing through and you'll get better. And you never know, you may knock it out the park as soon as you come out. There are a lot of bloggers these days that are coming out and, you know, layout is together, photos are together, content is amazing. So you never know. You have to actually give yourself a chance to get better. So it doesn't matter how much advice you get, how many webinars you watch, how many notes you take, whether or not you get a coach. It means nothing if you don't implement. You're going to learn by doing. Put the things you've learned into action. This allows you to find your style of doing things. It allows you to win, which gives you confidence when you accomplish something. And if you do fail at something or something doesn't go that great, then it forces you to re-strategize. But you have to do the work. You can't move forward unless you start. So stop complaining about, oh my God, I don't know if my blog is going to be this, my blog is going to be that, but you haven't blogged in 6 months. You know what I mean, guys? Like, you actually have to give this a shot. And you have to do it consistently. And once you do it consistently, you're able to see what works and what doesn't work. But you have to start. You can't just keep talking about it. You have to start. So don't overthink it. Use the steps that I shared with you today and just start. And if you've been blogging for a while and you feel stuck, perhaps you skipped a step that I mentioned and you need to implement them. So ask yourself, what can I do better? Did you have your target audience member figured out, or were you just kind of winging it and guessing what people want from you? If you don't have your target, that's usually the place where people skip, and then they're not writing things that are connecting with people. And so you have to make sure that you know who you are talking to and how can I serve them better, right? And so here is a checklist for a good blog post. A straightforward post title. Back in the day, people used to do like really, I say back in the day, like I've been blogging for 15 years, but like with fashion blogs, for example, people used to give their blog titles like all these like cutesy names until they realized that it didn't make them searchable. So your blog post should tell me exactly what your blog post is about. So for example, like my lavender oil post, it says it's called, the secret to longer hair, lavender oil and lemongrass oil. So people know exactly what the blog post is about before they even get there. They know that I'm talking about lavender oil and lemongrass oil, and they know that it's a secret to having longer hair, right? Straight to the point, you already know what it's about. Also make sure that you have renamed your photos to match your blog post title for SEO purposes. So for example, if you search for an image in Google, the way how that pops up is because they have renamed their photos accordingly. So you want to make sure that you've named your photos. Make sure it's not, whatever random thing your phone or camera calls their photos. You want to just take the time to rename your photos, resize them, and fit them into your posts properly. Again, high quality photos. If your photos aren't high quality, people are just not going to be interested because we're obsessed with pretty pictures and we're looking at pretty pictures all day. And brands are not going to pay you for low quality photos. They're just, the girls that are out here making 4 or 5 figures from a brand partnership, look at their pictures. They're amazing, right? Because a brand is going to pay you if they know that you're going to photograph their product properly and you're going to make it look like $1 million, right? And also high quality graphics. My favorite place to create graphics is canva.com, canva.com, canva. And you can create beautiful graphics on there. I am not Photoshop savvy, so Canva is perfect for me, and a lot of people use it. It's really, really good. And just make sure that you're using keywords throughout your posts. And above anything else, the most important thing to consider is making sure that your post has value in it. That is what people are reading your post for. They are coming there to learn something from you. There's something that you do better than they do, and that's why they're reading your blog. So the most important thing to consider is, how does this post add value to my reader's life? What problem am I helping them to solve? That is the most, of course, your post title is important, everything else, but you need to be solving some kind of problem for your reader. And then you need to set a blogging schedule and keep it consistent. If you're in the beginning of blogging, 2 to 3 times per week is good enough. You don't have to kill yourself and do 5, 6, 7 blog posts per week. It's about quality over quantity. And the secret to, I forgot to have a slide in there, but the secret to managing blogging with working full time is batch posting and automation. So batch posting meaning like, take a Saturday afternoon and knock out all of your content for the week. So on Monday when you come home from work, you're not struggling trying to figure out, oh my gosh, what blog post is going to go up on Tuesday. I'm tired. I can't stay up to create this blog post. So knock out all your content in 1 or 2 days. If you're only doing 2 to 3 posts per week, you can knock that out within a few hours on a Saturday or Sunday, and then all of your content is done for the week. And then that allows you to spend more time publicizing your content as opposed to creating it. So that gives you more time to share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, Twitter, wherever else during the week, instead of spending Monday through Friday trying to come up with content. And then automation, you can always use an editorial calendar. If you're using WordPress, they have a plugin that allows you to schedule your posts. You choose what date and time the post goes live. So you can be at work or getting ready for work or out to dinner with your friends, and your post is going live for you. So that is a secret, you guys, to people producing all of this content and still having a full-time job. Batch posting and automation. Again, get all your content done in 1 day and then schedule it to post during the week. And you can also automate your social media as well. You can share the links to your posts. You can schedule that in co-schedule, things like that, so that you're not spending time on Twitter all day. You're not spending time on Instagram all day, Facebook, things like that. I just started messing around with this Instagram automation tool. It's called Planogram, and it allows me to upload pictures that I'm thinking of posting and see if it flows well with all of my pictures. And then I can schedule what time it goes live, and then it sends me like an alert, and then I just press publish or something like that, and it goes live. So my my picture is already done. My my caption is already done. And then I also save my hashtags ahead of time in the notes area of my iPhone. So then once the post goes live, then I'm able to add my hashtags as well. So look into automation tools for your blog and for your social media. It will free up so much time, and you won't forget to post things. Because I know, like me, I have a lot going on, so I can't stay on top of everything. I need alerts, and I need things to happen automatically. All right, and the one thing that will make a difference in your blogging is a reader survey. If you're new to blogging, you need to do your first survey at the 6-month mark. If you've already been blogging for more than 6 months, you need to do a survey immediately. I've been blogging forever, and I never did a survey until last year, and it completely shifted the course of my blog and the type of content that I was creating. I was like killing myself trying to create all these outfit posts, and while my audience does enjoy my outfit posts, 95% of them, what they really wanted from me was my more uplifting content, my self-development posts and things like that. That's what they really responded to. And so then once I had that information, I didn't have to spend time finding someone to shoot my pictures, editing pictures. And I mean, I still do an outfit post every so often, but it's not my main focus anymore. Now I'm doing more self-development stuff, and my page views have soared through the roof because now I'm giving my target audience exactly what they want. A lot of times, we're guessing what our readers want from us when we could just ask them. That's the easiest way to figure out what your reader wants, is to ask, right? So, yeah, if you've been blogging more than 6 months, you need to do your survey. You need to put that together tonight. A survey will let you know where you are, if you're on the right track, or like me, it will force you to re-strategize. Again, once I got the information and I started to re-strategize, again, my page views have gone up. People are sharing my posts on social media more than ever. I've never had this many shares in my life. But if I didn't do my survey, I'd still be out here trying to put together 3 to 5 outfit posts per week when that's not what my readers responded to the most. So again, there's no better way to find out what your readers want than to ask them. And you can create your free reader survey with your questions on surveymonkey.com. Again, it's free, and you can do, excuse me, guys. You can put 10 questions on there. And really ask your readers what it is they want. One of the other questions I asked was, how often do my readers come to my site? Again, I was creating content. I was posting content Monday through Friday, but people were really coming on my blog the most, maybe 3 times per week. So it wasn't necessary for me to create content Monday through Friday when they're only coming by 2 or 3 times. So this data is super important. If you have been blogging for a while, you need to do a survey now. And if you're new to blogging, at the 6-month mark, you need to check in with your readers, see if you're providing them with exactly what they want, and see what else it is that they want from you. And you can also create your survey prior to launching so that you know exactly what your target audience wants. Some of you who are in here, I've spoken to you and surveyed you before I launched my coaching service. So before I go ahead and put packages together and outline what I'm going to be sharing, coming up with prices and things like that, I sought out my target audience and I asked them exactly what they wanted from me. Right? So I interviewed maybe 10 or 15 women, because again, my target audience are moms who are working full-time but are looking to eventually become entrepreneurs. So I literally took the time to speak to 10 to 15 women who match this exact demographic and figure out what it is that they're looking for solutions on. What is it that keeps them up at night? What are they fearful about? What can I do to help them get from point A to B? Very specific questions so that I know exactly what kind of packages to create and what kind of content to create on my new website when it launches. So go to the source, you guys. Don't guess what people want. Ask them directly. And if you are stuck in blogging, which I felt like I was stuck at this certain number of page views per month. Once I figured out what my target audience wanted and I gave it to them, then everything increased. And last month I actually posted the least, just because I have so much going on right now with the blog itself and work and the new program that I'm going to be launching and working with my coach. I didn't create that much content, but the content that I created was so valuable that people were obsessed with it and they shared it over and over and over with people on their Facebook, on their Twitter, things like that. So my audience members were basically doing a lot of the publicity for me based on my post, because the content that I was creating had so much value to them that they figured that their friends or family members would want to read that too. I also did my first sponsored post on Facebook. I wrote on Valentine's Day about how I brought my husband into my life through the law of attraction. And I mean, people were sharing it like crazy. And then I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and try the sponsored post. And it was able to be viewed by thousands of people. So even though I blogged the least last month, I have the highest page views. So again, it's about quality over quantity. And I do plan on going back to 2 or 3 times per week once the new site launches. But in the meantime, I'm just making sure if I'm giving you one blog post per week, it's long, it's valuable, and it's providing you with something that you can use in that moment to potentially change your life or change your circumstances. And Melissa, thank you so much for sharing all this stuff on Twitter. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So before I end this, I just wanted to show you some offerings that I currently have that I know will assist you in your blogging goals or business goals, what have you. So 2016 is the year that I want you to stop talking about your ideas, and I want you to start working towards actually making them happen. Because you have something that the world needs, as corny as that sounds, there is something that you have that we need from you, right? So no more procrastinating, and I want to help you take these ideas out of your head and make it into something tangible. So for a limited time, I'm offering 2-hour intensives that are designed to help you get out of being stuck in the idea phase and get you into action. So whether you're looking to start a profitable blog or launch a product-based business, I have 2 separate packages that can assist you. So if excuse me, if you're looking to start a blog or excuse me guys, I'm so sorry. If you're looking to start a blog or take the current blog you have to the next level, I have a package called Build a Blog, and this is for beginner to this is supposed to say intermediate. That says immediate though. Sorry for the typo. So basically with this package, I'm going to help you to figure out where to start and how to stand out in a sea of content creators, because everyone and their brother has a blog these days, and you need to figure out how to stand out so that people care and come to your blog. So, you know, if you're looking to work with brands and have blogging as a side hustle, or even do it for fun just so you can get your creativity out, then this is for you. And again, you can eventually use your blog to market products and services. So for the Build a Blog 2-hour intensive, I'm going to assist you with how to identify and appeal to your target audience. I'm going to provide you with tips and tools to make your blog visually appealing to brands, readers, and potential clients. I'm going to help you brainstorm some blog topic ideas to keep you inspired, because there are going to be days where you get in front of the computer and you're like, oh my gosh, I know I need to blog, but I can't figure out what I should blog about. So I'll help you come up with some really good post topics. I will help you come up with 50, and then we'll go through it. As I mentioned before, I'll show you how to create and maintain a content calendar. I will provide you with tips and tools to assist you with with running a blog consistently while working full-time. I'll show you how to pitch to brands that you want to work with. I've been able to work with amazing brands such as the Four Seasons Hotel, Dress Barn, Kohl's, a bunch of car companies like Kia, Mazda. Who else have I worked with? Quinny, which is this like awesome stroller company. So yeah, I'll help you learn how to pitch to brands, and also have a blog where brands are coming to you, because most of those brands came to me. I didn't seek them out. So I'll help you with that as well. And I will show you how to build authenticity and authority within your blog niche, and I'll help you with your goal setting and things like that. And so how this works is that I will send you a questionnaire to identify your areas of opportunity and goals. And for 2 hours, we will meet via Skype or Google Hangout. And this is basically 2 hours of you and I going through your goals, figuring out how to get you from point A to B. You can ask me anything you want. And in 2 hours, I'm going to set you up for success in whatever blog niche that it is that you're looking to go into. So whatever questions you have, maybe you're having technical issues and I can go in there and help you. Maybe you don't know how to even set up a blog. You don't know how to bring your post over from Blogger to WordPress. I will literally assist you with all of it. You have 2 hours of just me and you, my undivided attention. Okay? So for 2 hours, we're going to go through everything. And then we're going to schedule a date a month out from when we had our 2 hour intensive. And we're going to have another 30 minutes where I'm going to follow up with you and see where you are, see if you have any additional questions, and assist you with anything additional that you may need. So really, this is 2.5 hours, right? And so the cost of this is $250. And I know at first glance you might be like, oh my gosh, $250. But listen, if you don't know how to do something and someone else is able to teach you, if you have to give them a little extra money, and I'm not just saying that because I need your $250, and I don't need anything, guys. But my goal here is to assist you with getting to where you need to be, right? And you do have to invest in yourself. Right now, myself, for example, I can ask people to invest in my business because I'm investing in myself. I have a business coach myself who is basically helping me go from 0 to 60 in a really short amount of time. So investing in yourself, it's just part of the game if you want to make money. And so, you know, I'm not here to promise you the world and do the work for you, but in 2.5 hours, I can definitely provide you with the outline, answer all your questions, and set you up for success, you guys, right? It's a small investment for a wealth of information. And let's see, if you're looking to build a product-based business, like I have with my brand Jolie Bloom, I will basically do the same thing for you, right? So for me, I had an idea that I kept playing around with. And then once I took it seriously, I was able to, within 3 months, learn how to make product, package it, brand it, put it up for sale, and make $500 to $600 on my first day of business. So I can assist you with doing the same thing. And again, I'll show you how to brand your physical products. I'll show you the one thing you need to stand out, even if you're entering a saturated industry. I'll show you how to identify and attract your target audience. I can assist you with sourcing materials, which is very annoying if you don't know what you're doing, and I wish I had someone to guide me through that part of it. And I'll also show you how to build up anticipation before your product launches. As well as showing you the basics of e-commerce. I'll go through your website with you. I can show you how everything works, and I'll show you how to promote and maintain momentum and more once your product actually launches. So again, just like the Build a Blog package, we'll do a questionnaire. I can figure out where you are and where you're trying to go. We'll have 2 hours of FaceTime via Skype or Google Hangout, where I'm going to literally go through this full curriculum with you, as well as any other questions that you have. And then again, in a month, I will follow up with you, make sure that you're on track, make sure that you're not stuck. And I also forgot to mention that anyone who purchases these products, these packages rather, you'll have access to a personal private Facebook group of mine where you will have access to me to answer your questions at any time during this month. So even though we're going to have the 2 hours of face-to-face time and then another 30 minutes, within that time, you'll still have access to me to ask me questions in this Facebook group. Anyone else who purchases the packages will be in that group, so you also have them to mastermind with and bounce ideas off of them, which is, I mean, you can't really pay for that, right? That's invaluable to have people who are like-minded and basically looking to accomplish goals that are similar to yours. And same thing here, $250. And in 2.5 hours, and in addition to the private Facebook group, I'll be able to take you from point A to B. You won't have to guess, what you need to do. You won't have to guess what your next steps are. I will provide you with an outline, and I will provide you with support as you go through each step. So if you have any questions, if you're stuck anywhere, I am going to be there to assist you. And you'll also have the support of your Facebook group members as well. So those are the two packages that I have available to you, and they are only available this month. So the last day to sign up would be March 30th. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing excuse me, anything else one-on-one after this. This is just a fun promotion that I thought would be great for you guys that would complement this webinar, because although I did provide some general information here, if you're looking for one-on-one time to ask questions about your specific website and have me provide you with feedback and things like that, now you have the opportunity. So if you guys have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask them on Twitter. I don't know if this chat box is working. But if you have any questions for me, let me know. And Melissa, thank you again for tweeting everything here and using the hashtag. And if you guys want to use the hashtag as well, it is BrandedBlogIt, and you can share that on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If there's anything that you feel like you have questions for me about, you can ask, or if you stumbled across any gems, you can always just share them on Twitter with your followers. All right, well, I don't think there are any questions. I think everything was pretty straightforward, right? Let me check one more time here. And I'm sorry again, you guys, for sounding so stuffy. This is like the worst cold I've had in a really long time. All right, guys, well, it looks like that's it. If you guys do have any questions, you are more than oh, someone's asking me about a replay. Yeah, you are more than welcome to tweet me. And my Twitter name is, this is really sad, I can't remember. I blame it on the cold. It's Jeanell, Jeanell, and then 2 underscores. You can always tweet me questions there. Or you can always hit me up on Instagram, and that's at Jeanell Adams, on my Facebook as well. And I think that's it, guys. Reach out to me if you have any additional questions about today's content or about the packages. I'll be more than happy to answer any additional questions for you about those if you need me to. So you guys have a great Sunday. Maybe I should turn this thing on. Whoops. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Oh, it's so dark in here. All right, guys. So that's it. I don't think you guys have any questions. Let me just check one more time. But I think we're good. All right, guys. So have a great Sunday evening. Thank you so much for coming to today's webinar, Branded Blog It. If you have any ideas on any other webinars you'd like me, any other webinar topics rather, you'd like me to cover, I'll be more than happy to put those together for you. All about teaching you guys as much as possible and helping you to create a blog and business that you are really passionate about. So let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Otherwise, you guys have a great Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go take some medicine and take a nap. So have a great day, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.